Howdy all, I am Adam Renaissance Nerd, and yay, more your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Last week I was very proud of myself. I did indeed get the review done in just under 10 minutes. Let's see if we can go again, because this show does nothing with its time. It literally does nothing. It's mostly filler, and once more, as I said last week, it's butchering Spider-Man lore for no reason whatsoever. Spider-Man, this Peter Parker, he's a pathetic loser. And I don't want to hear, oh, he's busy learning how to be a hero. F that. He's Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man. He should be the hero, not losing all the time, not losing to other heroes, as we'll see in this one, and also not being a dupe, a dope, or whatever you want to call it. He's an idiot. He's lame, and the characters surrounding him are lame. All right, let's get into it. Boom, boom, boom. We pick up, sorta, where we left off last week. We've got Peter in school with Nico, and he's trying to get her attention, and he bothers this dude in front of her. Now, here's what I don't understand. They usually sit next to each other. Why is she sitting multiple chairs in front of him so that he has to try and bother one dude to get attention, and this guy doesn't know who he is, and they both get in trouble, so this very manly woman can lecture Peter at the end of class about not getting other students in trouble. And then we start to get the drip, that Tombstone. We don't call him Baby Tombstone anymore because he's been named Tombstone in the show. That Tombstone has had a problem. And we're going to get through the Baby Tombstone shit. Oh, I called the Baby Tombstone, whatever. We're going to get through the Tombstone shit now. We're going to get it done now. Basically, Baby Tombstone has been kicked off the football team for not showing up. He's been suspended, blah, 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 and now he's just going to ditch school while telling ethically ambiguous Pearl that he's got shit for his family he's got to take care of. And then he's going to go home in the middle of the day, and it's the middle of the day. Why are both his parents home in the middle of the day? Do they not have jobs? It's like his dad is standing there sweeping the floor in the living room and his mom's sitting on the couch. If these people are hard up for money and he doesn't work a job, he was not working a job. We never saw Baby Tombstone working a job to help support his family. He was just playing football to maybe get to the pros so they would get the big bank. Do these people not work? I mean, what's going on here? It's as though they've created a whole story around him that he's the good kid. Here's what his family is, a good family. But do they not work? It would help with the world building to disappoint them by turning to a life of crime. That he's now, while they're a hardworking family, he is now going to a life of crime because he tried to save his little brother, who gives him shit when he gets home. Because here's their little story. Here's the great writing of this show. I joined a gang because I wanted to be someplace where you weren't, where I wasn't your little brother, the little brother of the famous Lonnie Lincoln, the football player. Really, that's why he joined a gang, to be useful someplace and not in his brother's shadow. Pathetic. And then Baby Tombstone's gonna march on off, and yes, I'm gonna keep calling him Baby Tombstone until he transforms into Tombstone. I've decided that he's gonna be Baby Tombstone. He's gonna get caught walking around by Scorpion's number 2. She's going to give him she's going to follow him around and spook him, basically to lead her to his hideout where the gang hangs out. And at the very end of the episode, she's going to tell Scorpion, and I'm going to call him Scorpion now because she's going to tell Scorpion know where they are, because we're going to get a shot where we got Otto giving him his Scorpion suit. So now Matt Gergen has become the Scorpion, and Spider-Man is not involved at all. All right, there you go. There's Baby Tombstone storyline. Once again, as I said last week, we've got Spider-Man villains beefing with each other without Spider-Man involved. This is not interesting. It's not fun. I don't like villain-on-villain violence. It's not what I'm tuned into. I'm tuned in to watch Spider-Man fight supervillains. Okay, back to Peter, who is still the lamest Spider-Man ever. He has decided to have a session, a friendship session, we'll call it a friendship session with Nico and Harry so they can be friends, because Peter thinks that if he's friends with them, then they can be friends with each other, because Nico is a jealous bitch. She's a selfish, jealous bitch who can't handle that Peter has other friends. Unless it's Pearl, who looks at Peter as though he's a little kid, therefore Nico isn't threatened. Also because Nico is gay and has the hots for Pearl. Remember that. So if it's another person their age who isn't a girl, Nico is threatened. So Nico's all sad. Wah, let's make it about Nico. He's going to convince her to come over to his house with Harry, and they're going to have a good time hanging out. Him and Harry get the night off from Norman, who's going to go to a charity dinner. And after Norman leaves, Peter's going to stop a sarcastic, obnoxious chick from the science crew from sneaking in to Norman's office. And she's like, oh, what are you doing here? He's like, well, I'm friends with Harry. I have special dispensation to be here. What are you doing here? Oh, okay, whatever, bye. She just leaves. And Pete doesn't think anything of it because this Peter Parker's a moron. Anyway, so they're going to go hang out at Pete's house, and Nico and Harry don't really get along. It's a lot of filler bullshit as they're awkward with each other, and Peter's supposed to be playing in between them, trying to make nice and this and that, and Nico is very put off that Harry doesn't know what a raisin is. I've never eaten a raisin before. Oh, you've never eaten a raisin before? Ah. Harry's actually a nice guy. He's actually a nice guy, and he's trying to be nice, and Nico continues to be a bitch. Right, so in the middle of it all, we're going to cut to Norman at the charity event where it's about raising money for the damage the Avengers have caused. And he's going to be talking with still Secretary Ross. And he's going to be offering all his help and this and that. And here's a little thing. He's going to reveal that he's got his own superhero working for him. And it's Spider-Man, but he's got his security guard listed as Spider-Man and not Peter. So I guess that's sort of a cool thing by Norman, protecting Peter for the Sokovia Accords. Anyway, and during that, as he's basically telling Ross, I'm ready to be your dirty works, your wet works guy. Don't worry. But Ross is holding on to his tablet and his security breach. And Norman's going to say, oh, I'll take care of this, don't you worry. And he calls Peter to go over there and take care of it. So Pete doesn't want to do it because he thought he had the night off, and he doesn't want to leave Nico and Harry alone because Nico's a bitch, but he's going to go off anyway. And we're going to get a moment where Harry and Nico sort of seem to get along, but then when Harry only... yes, it is a bit of a vain thing. He says, I'm into tarot cards. You have tarot, read me. But then he shows off that, I really just like it as a style thing. She gets all offended, and he then's going to blurt out and trying to convince her that he's not here to steal Peter away from her. Because she goes on this thing, we've been friends since the beginning, and he shows off a picture. Bitch, you've been friends for 6 months. The show started 6 months after he got bit. You had just met when you were showing up to Super Genius School. You've known Peter for 6 months. You're not his childhood friend like Harry Osborn was in lore, or in some versions of the lore. All right? You don't know Peter. You've known him for barely a minute, but, we've been together from the beginning. He's got my back. He doesn't keep secrets from me. Well, then you know his secret. What secret? Well, yeah, I know all the secrets. What secret? Oh, he's Spider-Man. So Harry's going to blurt out he's Spider-Man to her. Meanwhile, Pete's going to swing on over to Oscorp, and he's going to arrive as somebody has cut a big hole in the glass, slipped in, trying to hack into Norman's stuff, and Pete's going to then chase the individual to the roof, and it's Daredevil. It's Daredevil. I think it's voiced by Charlie Cox. I'm pretty sure I saw that in the credits. So we've got Daredevil versus Spider-Man. Now, again, this is juvenile Spider-Man. He is not at peak power. He's holding back. He can't really fight. And we get that from this thing because basically they have a very poorly choreographed fight where Daredevil kicks his ass. So once again, Peter Parker, Spider-Man in this show gets his ass kicked by somebody and doesn't even put on a good showing because Daredevil owns him completely and says, you can't fight very well. He's like, well, I'm learning. See, Adam, look at him. He's learning. You've acknowledged that he's learning. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to see Spider-Man learning. I want to see Spider-Man. So he's going to get his ass kicked, and he's trying to get something out of Daredevil about what he's doing here. And he basically says, well, Norman Osborn's hiding things, and I'm here to find out what it is, and this and that. And then he's going to do a very ricochet thing with his I don't know what you call it, stick, bow weapon, his baton, and he's gonna bounce it off Pete's head and knock him out. Is that all it takes to knock out Spider-Man? A blow to the head from Daredevil's baton? Really? And then he's gonna leave him there. Then Pete's gonna wake up to the dude who Norman is pretending is Spider-Man for the files, and Norman's gonna come back, and they're gonna have a little powwow, and Norman's gonna reveal, or at least he's gonna paint the picture that Daredevil is working for Otto Octavius, who worked with Norman back in the day at the beginning of Oscorp, and he's jealous about everything, and he's out to this and do this and that, and he's using their former Oscorp tech to arm supervillains because he's a selfish, narcissistic guy, and he's afraid that Norman's gonna catch up to him now and get him and this and that, and Pete buys into the whole thing completely. Oh, we have to stop. But then he says, I don't think that Daredevil was really working for him because he was smart. He wasn't using gadgets. He's professional. He was trained. And then Norman goes, no. He hired somebody good this time. Don't worry about it, Pete. And then he's going to be like, yeah, great. So we're going to have to fix this together. Yeah, then Pete's going to run off because he forgets that he left he left Nico and Harry back at Manhattan May's apartment. And he's going to get back. And Nico's going to be making fun of both him and Harry. Oh, you're not Spider-Man. You're not Spider-Man. She's going to force open Peter's backpack to reveal his spider stuff. And then Nico's all mad because he kept the secret, and she storms off. And Harry's like, I thought she knew. And essentially now episode over because I've talked about everything in there. There we go. We're done. So, yeah, nothing really happened. They continue to drop stupid Easter eggs for what might be. And I've seen a clip of what's going to happen later on. This show is not about Spider-Man. It's about everybody but Spider-Man because they're giving everybody but Spider-Man stuff to do while Pete swings around and is bad at his job. Not very good, especially when facing supervillains. This show is terrible. The animation continues to be crap. The writing is horrible. These characters are all abominable. And I guess we've got 2 more episodes this week, and then next week another 2 more episodes, and then I think it's over. Either way, I guess we're done. There's nothing to really complain about in this one other than what I've already stated, that it's bad, it's poorly written, and Peter looks like a fool. We're done, though. I'm not going to keep going. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.